Hey, everybody. In this episode, I want to talk about something that happened a couple days ago and proving that if you create space in your head, in your emotional body, in your spiritual body, even in your physical body, if you create space to hear spirit, you will. If you know me, you know that I've worked very hard on myself over the last 40 years. Lots of talk therapy back in the day, 30 plus years of yoga and meditation, lots of speaking to the universe even before I became a medium, but never having a clue that I would become what I am today. Again, I made a lot of space by deleting a lot of other things, sometimes people, deleting enough things where spirit, I could now hear them, sense them, see them, speak to them, and then develop my mediumship. A lot of phrases from spirit, especially during a reading, but even when I'm not in a reading and just walking around or watching TV, I tend to practice clearing my mind and only being present with what I'm doing. So the other day I'm watching the Olympics and I have some anxiety, has some stomach issues, so the anxiety was coming up and I was trying to breathe and just watch, but I was practicing breathing and watching the Olympics. And I hear spirit say, "You are an athlete." I said to spirit back in my head, "I was an athlete. I did a lot of sports when I was younger, but not anymore. I don't do anything anymore. Too old for that." Spirit said, "No, listen to what an Olympian is." As I continued watching the program, the announcers are saying things like, he or she or they have practiced their whole life for this moment. And I went, oh, wait, that sounds familiar. How you can practice and practice for each present moment. And then that present moment that you are in, you are practicing for the next present moment that you enter. But the object is to be present. We see these Olympians on the ice or the snow. They don't always get it right, do they? No. They don't always, will say, place in the top three in order to win a medal, do they? No. Same thing with us as humans. Spirit said we are human athletes. We practice for every moment. So everything that came before this moment has been practice. But those Olympians, once they get off the ice, they continue practicing. Once they go down the slope, even if they made a mistake, they don't get upset. Most of them don't get upset, even if they hurt themselves. They get through it. They practice more. They take care of their emotional and spiritual and physical body. So we live our lives practicing because that's what helps us be ready for each moment. We are human Olympians. We are athletes. We all are human athletes. So the next time you're watching the Olympics or someone giving a concert, it doesn't always turn out to be what you might call perfection. I don't use that word. There is no perfection, but that doesn't mean that we aren't perfect the way we are in each moment. Next time you're watching and there's a little stumble, instead of judging or expecting perfection from that person, know that we are all human athletes. We practice for our next moment to shine. Every moment is a moment to shine, and every moment is a moment to practice for the next one. Take care of yourselves emotionally, physically, and spiritually. Thanks for listening.